We have exclusive leak news for Master Duel. I'm going to get you up to date with what's about to happen with Master Duel. For this leak update, we're going to be talking about what cards will be unbanned. That's right, it's separate from the ban list that just happened. And with this video, we're doing a $100 giveaway. Like, subscribe, comment on this video. And with that said, let's hop right into the leaks. Boom. So first of all, the summary of the leaks so far. Important leaks disclaimer. So far, leaks have been every Sunday on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Dkayed, plus a $1,000 tournament qualifier. So make sure you show up to that because I got more leaks on Sunday. But today's leaks, I need to give you them now because I think they're going to be officially announced tonight. And let me just get them out to you now. Let's see how real these leaks are because this is the first time I'm reporting on this source. This is not 100% verified like normal leaks on masterduelmeta.com from data mining. So this is all the data miners I've been talking to. They do not have access to anything I've been reporting on. If this turns out to be true leaks, then I have a lot more. If it turns out that the leaks are not true, then I'll just delete all the evidence and no one will believe you. Now, the big February pack selection leaks, to keep you up to date, I released 2 videos so far, and then I have 2 more videos that are gonna come out about that pack for February, all right? January 29th, February 5th on Twitch, and then I'll make a YouTube video, and that will be the conclusion of the big February pack leaks. And January 26th, we have the Duel Links leaks, also exclusive. No data miner has access to this, and we'll know by tonight if this is actually true. So that's gonna be big for credibility on these leaks. And now, I have leaks right now for you. Cards soon to be unbanned in Master Duel. What does that mean? Well, we just had a ban list. And if you look at this ban list, you would think, okay, why are the unbanned cards not here? Well, when Konami unbanned Spellbook of Judgment, it was not on the ban list until they announced it that they were unbanning this card through releasing it in-game, because right now the craftable banned cards are not craftable. Just a few of them, like Pot of Greed, just for funsies, but otherwise you cannot craft or pull the banned cards. That's why it's a separate announcement, and that's what I'm gonna be giving you information on right now. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, there, okay. Ancient Fairy Dragon. I have information that this will be unbanned in Master Duel. And it may not be a big surprise to you. As you could see in OCG, it is limited to 1. Why was this banned? What's so good and why can it come back? Well, it actually can't come back like this. They're gonna change the entire text. And by entire, they're just gonna add a hard once per turn to it and also change the second effect a bit. This allows you to special summon a level 4 lore monster from your hand, and you do not conduct your battle phase. You also can destroy field spells on the field, and then you could search your deck for a field spell. So the big problem with this was it's very easily summonable in pretty much any deck if you play Destrudo. Destrudo from the hand or graveyard, so you could Foolish Burial this into the graveyard. Any monster with a level on the field that is level 6 or lower, you special summon this, it then lowers its level, so you can make a level 7 synchro into the Ancient Fairy Dragon. And then with a deck like Spiral, you would be able to, a soft once per turn, add a Spiral, Ancient Fairy Dragon, destroy this, search another Spiral Resort, activate it again, search another Spiral, and it was too much plussing. Also, I believe the FA field spells were also being broken with the Ancient Fairy Dragon because, again, the searches or whatever the heck they do. I'm gonna not pretend like I knew what these did, but that's what I've been reading on why the Ancient Fairy Dragon was banned. Now, what did they do to the Ancient Fairy Dragon is right here. This says that you can only use the effects once per turn. So we're gonna zoom in on that. Hard once per turn on special summoning, and hard once per turn on searching your deck for a field spell, but there's another part of it. You cannot search the field spell that you destroyed. So you're not gonna be able to pop Spiral Resort, search for Spiral Resort, but we have Chicken Game, so maybe that's going to be a good thing to pop with a banned card in TCG. So maybe you wanna, if you wanna combo this up and let's say a Spiral deck, Chicken Game pops Chicken Game, search another Spiral Resort, that might be a play. I don't know, I'm just saying random stuff right now about what you could maybe do with this. This has been released in OCG for a little bit and it has not done anything because The decks right now are not really good synchro decks. We have Tearlament that are dominating, Spright dominating, and no one's been yet able to abuse the brand new Ancient Fairy Dragon. So that is ban number 1. Let's put it right here. Ancient Fairy Dragon. Are you ready for card number 2? This might be surprising. Boom. Yes. Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos. I was surprised by this. This is why initially I did not want to talk about these leaks, because I kind of did not understand why I was being leaked to that Dragon Ruler of Infernos was coming back. So I was thinking, maybe, is this some new game mode with maybe they're going to add in classic mode and this would be playable? No, this is coming freaking back. Now, if we type in Dragon Ruler, the other Dragon Ruler that is playable is the Tempest. All the 3 other Dragon Rulers are banned, and Blaster is about to come back. So if we look at the Tempest, what has been abusable here, and why are these cards banned real quick? The Tempest Dragon Ruler is being used in Dragoonity. So what's really good about this, you could discard this in a win monster to add 1 dragon monster from your deck to your hand, any dragon. Also, if this card's banished, you could add a wind dragon monster from your deck to your hand. And also the most versatile effect is you could banish a total of 2 wind and or dragon from your hand or graveyard to special summon this from your hand or graveyard. And you can only use 1 effect per turn and only once that turn. So easy level 7 on the field, which a bunch of search capabilities being played in Dragoonity. So you're going to have a lot of searches. Also, Armed Dragon enjoying this card. But what does the Blaster do, and why is that good? Blaster, Dragon Ruler. There we go. So this one, instead of searching, you're going to be able to discard this card plus 1 fire monster to target any card in the field to then destroy it. It kind of reminds me of Eldritch, but it destroys and does not send. And its other effect is similar to the Tempest. You banish 2 dragons and or 2 fires from the hand or graveyard, special summon, 2800 attack, and it's level 7. It can attack that turn. Also, if banished, you could add 1 fire dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. So I was thinking, where would this be usable? And first of all, the mini dragon rulers are comboed up with this. You discard this card and a dragon or a fire monster to special summon your blaster from the deck, and then if you could link with it, get into the graveyard, then you could banish 2 fire and or dragon to get it back on the field. So what was really broken about this, I guess I'll tell you what we could use this in first. So first of all, let's look at the add a fire dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. Let's see. The most popular fire dragon main deck monsters, they're not very good. So unless you're able to search itself, which we'll see if it becomes more than limited to 1, semi-limited or unlimited, we're going to see the other deck that would be good in. Let's see, fire. What's popular fire? Well, we know that the entire Mathmech deck is not fire, but if we keep scrolling down for more fire ideas of the most popularly used cards, we will see Gazelle, which was recently unlimited. So now I'm thinking this makes more sense. They would take this off the ban list, and you could now play it in your Salamangreat deck. So let's see how Salamangreat's played among the most popular Diamond and Win Streak and Tournament deck lists. It looks something like this. So with the Blaster Dragon Ruler, what's going to be good here? Let's type in Blaster Dragon Ruler. So if we want to discard a Salamangreat plus itself to pop a card in the field, that could trigger your Gazelle. Gazelle, if a Salamangreat sent to the graveyard, will special summon. Your Spinny likes to be in the graveyard. Your Jaguar likes to be in the graveyard. Your Foxy likes to be in the graveyard. And also, you could link with the Dragon Ruler into Wolf. It's fire effect monster, 2 of them. You could summon a Splash Mage, not with it, but this effect says that you could not special summon for the rest of this turn except Cyberse monsters after activating this effect. So in the same turn, you could summon Dragon Ruler, and then you could summon a Splash Mage alongside it, activate its effect. It does not conflict. Now, there is a confliction with this deck, and the confliction is with Transcode Talker. Transcode Talker states that You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect. So it is separate. It's different than Splash Mage, where this could be activated after the blaster summoned. This could not be activated after the blaster summoned. So if you summon Blaster, you're not going to be able to transcode Talker, but you know, we still get the effect of popping a card on the field. Maybe that might still be worth it, dealing with floodgates or any other problems before going in, and being able to trigger your Gazelle. And if you're not going for the transcode Talker, being able to summon it, but not the same turn you pop a card in the field. You do have to remember that. I think there's something on the Mirage Stalio too. The Mirage Stalio states that actually, there's no restriction on this. You can't activate monster effects for the rest of this turn except fire monsters, so no confliction there. Now, we're going to see why was Dragon Ruler the deck that is super banned. This is the World Championship 2013. Look at all the Dragon Ruler. Look at this. And Spellbook only contended because it would summon a floodgate on the fields. It would summon Kaiku and the Jowgen, so you couldn't even special summon. This is what the deck list looked like. And then they had to super ban this up. Super Rejuve was drawing a ton of cards in the end phase. This card would banish your dragon. It would banish your level 7, you draw 2, then trigger the dragon effect. That's nuts. Max C was back in the day. I remember I played in this format. You had to be careful about maxing. Even though there was no Call by the Grave, there was no Ash, there was Colossal Fighter. So if I were to Max C you, and then I'm gonna draw every time you special summon, you could summon a Colossal Fighter, and then its effect is every time it's destroyed by battle, it could summon a warrior from either player's graveyard back in the field. It summons itself. So it infinitely swings into you, infinitely resummons until you deck yourself out because you max seed. So you did have to be careful about that. The deck generally made a turn 1 Draco Sack and then summoned a bunch of tokens. Didn't really put up a turn 1 negate. Okay, now let's move on to what happened because of that. If we look at the ban list, January 2014 ban list, they put all the baby rulers banned, the ones that summoned the Dragon Ruler from the deck. And was this enough? They had the other rulers limited to 1, but now they're banned. So why did they get banned? Well, first of all, after this, a deck like this, I remember playing in this format also, was still very good. Even with the Dragon Rulers limited to 1 and none of the baby dragons, this was nuts. I remember playing it with the Dragon Ravine, so I'm not sure why it's not in this deck list. It was similar like this. It's pretty hard to find these older deck lists. But apparently, later on, this card started breaking the Dragon Rulers again, even with it being limited to 1. What would happen is you'd make any rank 8 exceed a Galaxy Eyes monster, then plop this on top of it, and this is not a hard once per turn, so you could do multiple copies. And when it's summoned, you would send 3 dragon-type monsters with different names from your deck to the graveyard, and then your opponent has to banish 3 monsters from their deck. And that was nuts. You would summon 2 to 3 in 1 turn. I think most people were playing just 2 in their extra deck, though, and that's why they had to, I guess they decided to hit the Dragon Rulers because of this. Now, are you ready for the third card that's going to be unbanned? Blaster right here, Blaster, Dragon Ruler. The third card to be unbanned is going to be, remember, these are all leaks, unconfirmed leaks, okay? If this is untrue, then I don't know what I'll do, but maybe you could laugh at me. All right, boom, Change of Heart. Again, probably not a surprise because it's in TCG, it's in OCG. You target a monster your opponent controls, face down, face up, take control of it. You can attack with it, synchro with it, tribute it, do whatever you want with it, give it back during the end phase. If you take control of a Link monster in the extra monster zone, it then goes to your main monster zone, and then you give it back to their main monster zone. They can't, so it does displace a Link monster as another part of its effect. This is comparable to these cards. Mind Control would take control of face down or face up until the end phase, just like Change of Heart, but you can't attack with the monster and you cannot tribute the monster, so no tribute summoning. That was a big deal back in the day of what made Change of Heart good. Take control of a monster, tribute summon for summon freaking Skull. Now, what else is good? They had to errata Brain Control to bring it back. Brain Control was similar to Change of Heart, but it's only a face-up monster that you would take control of. Now, it could only target a monster that could be normal summon / set. So they did add that errata to make this allowed to come back, but there's no errata on the Change of Heart. It's full power Change of the Heart back in the day is now gonna go back in the game. Take control of the target until the end phase. And another one still banned. Equip only to a monster your opponent controls. Take control of the equipped monster forever. But it's an equip card, so if something happens to this, then that would be changing. And then also during your opponent's standby phases, they gain 1,000 life every single turn. So that is what's interesting with the Snatch, Steal, Brain Control, and Mind Control compared to the Change of Heart. What has this been doing in the TCG and OCG meta? It's a side deck card. That's what I've been seeing mostly it being used as. It is just being put in the side deck. Very few people, if they're playing it, are playing it in the main deck. So will it have a massive impact in Master Duel? Probably not, but you know, I'd like to eat my words. I'm not really thinking too much about it. If I'm looking at the tier list, if we really wanted to dive, what are you going to change a heart in the Mathmuck matchup? They got the Super Factorial in the back row, so what do you change a heart in? You're going to play against Sword Soul 10. I guess you could eat up a negate with Baron the Floor, but you know, anything could eat up a negate. Impermanence would probably be better. So I don't think that the change of heart would be that big of a deal in the current meta of what's good. And that is all that I have for you. Ancient Fairy, Dragon Blaster, Dragon Ruler, and Change of Heart. If all of this is wrong, then, you know, my leaker is freaking wrong, mate. And you know what I could say? I am confused about them hitting Spright this early because I'll tell you right now, these leaks are not Spright. So as much as some people want to think that I'm just making up these leaks of cards that are coming out, I'll tell you, Spright is not in these leaks for the February pack. So this is really confusing to me that they're hitting this so early because they did hit Fusion Destiny literally the day that DPE came out. I think DPE came out 1 day later. So this was semi-limited 1 day before DPE were to be released. And I don't see why they would hit Totally Awesome months in advance. Months. Because of all the other decks that are enjoying Totally Awesome in a non-toxic way, why would they do that? So it really does seem like Spright is coming, but it's not in my leaks. So I don't know what to tell you there. I don't know, maybe Konami got in trouble, a developer, seeing that I'm leaking what's coming out, and maybe they're going to change up the schedule. I really don't know. And if my leaks happen to be wrong on multiple fronts, I'll be completely transparent. I'll be revealing all the leaks I have, and, you know, we'll try to make sense of it, because maybe there's got to be some truth to these leaks, I'm sure, if the Spright were to come out when it's not supposed to come out. All right, so we also have the Duel Links leaks, which should be confirmed tonight. That's another big deal on if all these leaks are correct or not. And then what I just told you right here, this should probably be announced tonight or in a few days. I do think this is connected to a 1-year anniversary. And I just want to throw it out here that it does not make sense to me, but Spright, for some reason, might be attached to these cards. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what Konami's doing if they do something like that. That's wild, because this is supposed to happen before the ban list goes into effect. And then that means that Spright would be playable with Totally Awesome for about a week. I know, I'm just talking crazy right now, okay? I'm just telling you what I'm being given, and we'll see what's true, what's not true, half true, kind of true. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you. $100 giveaway. Like, subscribe, and comment. We are out.